Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. They say AI is going to take white collar jobs in 18 months? I'm going to have to get attacked in the street by white collar people? Where are you going to be safe when all this happens? Where are you going to be? You know how demoralizing it's going to be to get attacked in the street by consultants and secretaries and accountants and lawyers. I'm prepared to get attacked, by the meth zombie, contingent, people foaming at the mouth, people addicted to new designer drugs. But, white collar work, look that up. Bring some of that up because I was reading this and I was kind of disturbed by it. Now, I don't know if it's true. I tend to think this AI stuff is a little overblown. I think it's overblown. I think Sam Altman's a criminal. I think a lot of the OpenAI is fake. I think a lot of it is just overblown, and a lot of people are basically freaking out prematurely. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be freaking out. You should freak out. You should freak out a little bit. But I don't think any of that's happening tomorrow. But where am I going to do this show from to be safe from hordes of middle management, white collar, Panera eating zombies? Because that's what's coming. You're going to watch dental hygienists, I guess, the people at the dentist office, that woman that schedules you, she's going to be on the street now with her kids and her husband. And then the guy who works as an accountant, he's on the street. And then the consultants are on the street. The 12-month deadline is AI about to wipe out white-collar jobs. And this is, I believe this is India, but this is the same, where all of these articles are kind of the same. And they're all they're giving these crazy timelines. Microsoft AI chief gives it 18 months for all white-collar work to be automated by AI. So white-collar people in the street trying to kill you, addicted to drugs, losing their home, living in shanty towns, starting fires for warmth, skin diseases, scabs, picking at scabs, flesh rotting. You know what I mean? That's what's coming. White-collar workers are getting nervous with good reason. Sure, 98% of college graduates who want a job still have one, and wages are ticking up. Sure, some companies that cite the labor-saving efficiency promoting effects of ChatGPT and Claude as they let employees go are just AI washing, talking about algorithms to distract from poor managerial decisions. But the labor market for office workers is beginning to shift. Americans with a bachelor's degree account for a quarter of the unemployed, a record. Here's what this is going to be, folks. This is the revenge of the blue-collar trade workers. This is a reversal of the class system in America. Plumbers, electricians, union people, people that work with their hands, people that build things, they're going to fare better in this market than a lot of the white-collar people, and we should fear the white-collar people. We should fear them. I'm telling you that. If the white-collar workers get displaced, things are going to go nuts. Things are going to go fucking nuts. It's true. These people are going to, God only knows what they do if they cannot live that life. That white-collar life where they have a salad with goat cheese and a glass of white wine. If you take that away from them, we're going to have a real revolution and a real problem. So I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully this isn't happening in 12 months. Occupations susceptible to AI automation have seen sharp spikes in joblessness. Businesses really are shrinking payroll and cutting costs as they deploy. In recent weeks, Baker McKenzie, a white shoe law firm, axed 700 employees. Salesforce sacked hundreds of workers, and the auditing firm KPMG negotiated lower fees with its own auditor. Two CNBC reporters with no engineering experience vibe coded a clone of Monday.com's workflow management platform in less than an hour. You know what's also going out of business? All the headhunters. Remember that? All the headhunters go on themonster.com or whatever and get a job. We're going to help you find a job. I'll tell you right now, you got to find something for these people to do. They're some of the most annoying people in our society. They are some of the most entitled and annoying people in our society. They are, I mean, they're not even going to make good homeless people. You know, and I know that's controversial, but some people are good. They make good homeless people. They know how to do it. They adapt to it quickly. They have the kind of physicality for it. They have the mental, the stamina for it. I don't like it, but every now and then you'll see a homeless person and go, you don't have a shot. You're fucked. But then certain homeless people, they're hardened. They're in it. And it's who they are. And these white collar fucks are not going to be able to handle it. These are petty, annoying, and yes, many of them are useless. And I'm not defending AI here because I think it's a big problem, but most of these people don't do anything for a living and are useless. A lot of jobs are fake, but people still have to do them. They still have to pull their car into an office in Phoenix, Arizona, get out in the blistering heat, walk inside, and do something with their meaningless life. If you don't give people something to do, which is why I'm a huge fan of office work, I'm a big fan of menial tasks, I'm a big fan of pretend work, and that's what all these people are doing. I did an episode a while ago where I defended the office life, the life that millennials bemoan because it's not exciting enough and it doesn't inspire them. That pointless life of shuffling around an office, reading reports, making recommendations, that completely useless life is under threat in a way like it's never been before. It's under attack. It's under attack, and if you don't find something for these people to do, we're going to have a major problem. People need to think no one's really doing anything for the most part. A lot of people aren't. But they need to think they're doing something. Because if they don't have some kind of purpose, and again, we're not talking about the Fellowship of the Ring here in terms of purpose. They don't need to go to Mordor to, throw the thing into a volcano or to Mount Doom. We're just talking about going to a strip mall in Minneapolis and sitting in a debt collection office and threatening poor people. Someone needs to go to a debt collection office in Minneapolis and threaten poor people and call them and tell them that they have to make a minimum payment. They have to. Do it on the phone right now. Do it on the phone right now. That has to still be a job. That has to still be a job. Telemarketing, call centers have to still be a job. People have to be able to walk into buildings, pick up a phone, call other people in this country, elderly people, drunk people, confused people, and swindle them out of retirement. It's literally our entire economy. I don't know what you think's going to happen when you get rid of that. Somebody's got to be able to sit there with a fucking 5-hour energy and a lead sheet that looks like this of names, and they got to call all of those people, and they got to try to take them try to get them to take a reverse mortgage out on their house. If you destroy white-collar work, you're going to have all of these people in the street. Maybe algorithm-driven changes will happen slowly, giving workers plenty of time to adjust. Maybe white-collar types have 12 to 18 months left. Maybe the AI-related job carnage will be contained to a sliver of the economy. Maybe we should be more worried about a stock market bubble than an AI-driven labor revolution. I don't think anyone knows what will happen or even what is happening now. AI technology is changing at an exponential pace and changing the workforce in 1,000 hard-to-parse ways. And the people that are making the AI, the people that are really enthused about this stuff, are very happy to see the entire world destroyed. I mean, it's true. It's one of the only products that I've ever seen a mass marketing campaign for that they will tell you, the people that are making the product will tell you they're going to destroy the world. And they say it very calmly, and they're like, Sam Altman's like, well, I think that we should all keep in mind that before the complete and total destruction of the world, we're going to have a real increase in productivity. I've never seen a product like this. This would have been like if McDonald's in the 90s was like, we're giving you cancer. You're all getting cancer. No one, you got to bury the lead a little bit here. Get up Sam Altman talking about AI and the complete destruction of the labor force. They will straight up tell you, and props to them. They're not hiding it. They're going, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. Everyone that has a job and a purpose right now and money has to figure out some other way to live. We got to figure out another way for them to live. It's just whatever your life is where you have a job and you have money from that job, that's not going to work anymore. That's not going to work anymore. So, if you need stuff like that and they'll even say stuff like this. They'll be like, if you need a job and money to feel good about yourself, we got a real problem. We got a real problem coming if you need a job and money to feel good about yourself, because that's not part of the future. We're all going to be, so here's Sam Altman, who's defending AI's energy toll, because all these AI data centers use tons of energy, and because replacing humanity actually is, you need a lot of energy to replace the population. But Sam Altman, who's the CEO of OpenAI, downplayed concerns about how much water data centers require at an AI summit in India. See if you can get this video up where Sam basically goes, it takes a lot to train a human being. It's a lot of energy. You got to raise them and send them to school, and you got to buy them stupid birthday cakes and put birthday candles on the cake. You got to teach them how to ride a bike, and then they're going to want to go to prom. Then you're going to have to talk to them about how to be a good person. They maybe have to go to college. You visit them at college. You drop them off at college. Your wife cries. It's a whole thing. The kid calls you from college and tells you about a girl that he wants to bring home over the holidays. Why do we need to do all that whole process called life? Let's eliminate it. Let's get rid of it. We don't need it. Why would we need it? Here it is. Sam Altman, a friend of the show, creepy Sith Lord Sam Altman. I hate that a lot of these people are gay, by the way. It bothers me because as a gay person, I go, well, this doesn't make me look great, although me and Sam Altman don't really have tons in common. Here is Sam Altman talking about training a human being, which is called life, by the way. We can kind of start to think about eliminating. If we start to think about how to eliminate the process by which we instill character and skills and help people realize their talent if we get rid of that process and we just put a bunch of AI data centers in the middle of the desert and soak up the world's energy, we can end life on Earth very quickly. Sam Altman.
One of the things that is always unfair in this comparison is people talk about how much energy it takes to train an AI model relative to how much it costs a human to do one inference query. But it also takes a lot of energy to train a human. It takes like 20 years of life and all of the food you eat during that time before you get smart. And not only that, it took like the very widespread evolution of the 100 billion people that have ever lived and learned not to get eaten by predators and learned how to like figure out science and whatever to produce you. And then you took whatever you.
So here's what's going on. I don't want to scare anyone. These people all believe that they are communicating with some ancient Sumerian deity. I know this I have kind of sources on this. They believe they really do. They believe they are communicating with super intelligence, and they do believe, and he just said it out loud, by the way. He literally just said, he was like, the 100 million years of evolution, all of the 20 years of life, they have all led to this point. And this point is when we are going to give birth, as I've said on the show before, because this is their main goal, to the AI demon. They want to give birth to the AI demon, the super intelligent AI, who is then going to run the planet and decide who stays, who goes, who's necessary, who's not. They're pretty open about this. This is the thing about all of the AI people, all of the tech people. They really are, they really are pretty transparent when it comes to what they want to do and what they need to do in their minds, because they go, if China gets to it first, if China unleashes the AI demon before we unleash our AI demon, our American AI demon, Western values, America, rah-rah AI demon, and China enslaves their population with their demon, they will sell the world their demon, and then that demon will enslave the world, and then they'll make all the money, and they'll have all the geopolitical leverage, and they'll have all the military advantages. So in this, quote, AI arms race, we are both racing, the U.S. and China, to give birth to an ancient Sumerian super intelligent demon. And your Aunt Connie in Phoenix, who's a receptionist, is fucked. Because that's what's going on. And you got to tell her that. You go, Connie, I hope you've saved money, because there are men in Silicon Valley who are communicating with an ancient Sumerian god. What? Connie, will you sit down and listen to me? Connie, have you saved your money? I've saved a little bit of it, but, the prices at the grocery store are so high. Connie, you have 18 months before your ass is out of that office. There's an ancient Sumerian god that Sam Altman and Peter Thiel are communicating with, and they're going to give birth to an AI demon. What? It's a demonic force that's going to take form through artificial intelligence. And we have to do it before China does. Well, that sounds scary. You have no idea how scary it is, Connie, and you better save your money. You've got 18 months. 18 months left before this AI demon is going to do your job. An ancient Sumerian god is going to do my job? Yes. Yes. How many times do I have to explain this to you, Connie? An ancient god before Jesus, before Yahweh, before Muhammad, before any of it. I mean, an ancient, Connie, I don't even know where to start with you sometimes. We have finally invented a way to summon this demon and bring it back to Earth to increase efficiency. Because think about it. What would, when you talk about AI, and I mean, let's just have fun here for a minute, because, by the way, I hope no matter what happens, and I want to tell you people this, I want to ask you this, really, no matter what happens, no matter how bad it gets for you, no matter if you're in the streets with your families, I hope you still listen to this show. I really do. I really hope you still listen to podcasts, even if it gets terrible for you. And I hope it doesn't. But even if it's bad, we're like, you're living in a town of, it's just kind of post-apocalyptic, and it's just large, mountains of trash. And again, people are burning fires to keep warm, and there's wars over water and food. And I hope none of that happens. But if it does, man, I hope you still listen to podcasts. I hope that you still are entertained and informed by podcasts. That's all. But Sam Altman basically has come out and said it. They've said it. They go, why do we need, we have 20 years and also an entire human race. An entire human race needed years and years of evolution to produce the conditions so that we can train people and so that people can have lives. And we don't need it anymore. It has all brought us to this point. They believe they are giving birth to God. This is not a conspiracy. It's not a joke. It's funny. It's funny. But they really do believe they're giving birth to God. And then it's what it is. Then it'll sort itself out. But they believe they are there to give birth to AI, superintelligence, plus quantum computing, whatever. And that godlike, omniscient entity is going to run the entire planet. All the governments, it's going to run everything. And it's going to make decisions. And human beings either have to merge with this or take its edicts and accept their fate. But that's what these guys are doing. That's the product. So it starts with like, hey, let's automate your Aunt Connie's job in Phoenix. And you might go, fuck Connie. She's a cunt. I don't like her Facebook posts. I'm glad to see Connie on the street. Sure. But there's a lot of Connies out there, and you might be one of them, because apparently this thing's going to take everybody out.